What's up, everybody? I ran like 10 feet to find some wolves. I forgot to record the running, but you didn't. You literally missed nothing but me going across the map. Gonna be fighting some young wolves here. You see the first one, he's not doing too well, and we managed to reduce the numbers down by running through the archway, so we're only fighting 2 at a time instead of 3. I would have liked to reduce the numbers a bit more. Maybe if I stood in the archway. I don't think that would have done much, but hey. We're just gonna keep on trucking. After we kill these wolves, we try and climb this wall up here, and we're gonna run back to town. I cut an episode earlier where I tried to fight the bear in this area, and that bear. There's no way for me to beat the bear right now. I have to go get the wizard, and I'm gonna have to go get some party members from the town, and then I'll beat the wizard. Yeah. Oh, hey, look, I earned. I got something. These things. I don't understand. Barely injured, huh? Ooh. Badly injured. Near death. It's near death. And there we go. It is not quite dead.
Huh?
Let's try to find our way up. I don't think there's a way up besides this thing. Scale the wall. And we're gonna need a grappling hook to get up there. My character is too fat. My last character did that just fine. But this guy, he did not make it. I think this is the way I'm supposed to be going anyways, so Bleakest Walker is gonna go down. I'm gonna search out all the wolves. We'll do the wolves later. Let's go down to the Gilded Vale. Yeah, 8 hours. Hover over icons or any character's portrait to see what spells or abilities are currently affecting them. Yep, that's handy. That's really handy. Not like a hand job, but I'm in the Gilded Vale. This sounds like an awfully nice town. Let's go down here, guys. Ooh, looks all nice, homie. Nice homie town. Nice homie town. Yeah, it's all nice here. What? What is that? Is that a 300 tree? What is even going on? Why are all those dead people from? That was my reaction when I was first like, Gilded Vale sounds like a nice place. They got a 300 tree? Oh man!
Be pleased to know that we've had some recent vacancies here.
A man approaches you, his skin golden gray with desolate village behind him. It scans you with sunken, lifeless eyes. You must be one of the new settlers. Your voice is a dry croak. Welcome to Gilded Vale. Please know that we have recently had some vacancies. He glances at the gnarled, leafless monstrosity of a tree next to him. Do you welcome everywhere this way? The only answer here is the buzzing of the flies from the tree.
Of course, we'll need to make some
His gaze pulls back to you.
first.
Of course, we need to make some
The
plans, some inquiries first. The inestimable Lord Radric
has
Seventh
taken great pains to insulate our town from Widewind's legacy. Have you ever sired a hollow-born child? An infant born without a soul, of course. Lord Radric has made it his first priority to eliminate this scourge from our village. I should warn you, stranger. Here in Gilded Vale, we have a special place for dissidents, charlatans, and those who would hide a curse in our midst.
He steps aside and inclines his head there, ever so slightly towards
His
the plum tree.
lordship's wife is with child and due any day now. Without his approval, I shan't be able to find you a permanent settlement. It will have to wait until
Oh, sorry guys, I forgot the story. Urgate doesn't even look over his shoulder. Oh yes, not everyone has accepted the measures necessary to keep the village safe. Ever since Lord Redrick banished the mothers of Hollowborn, some have taken up arms against him, and while he's been searching for a cure, he's been beset with frauds and opportunists. We have had ciphers, wizards, and manters come through town, taking the Lord's coin and promising an end to the cure. Lord Radric finally decided to make an example of those who would profit from our tragedy. Points at the body dwarven one. The latest was an antimatter from violent republics who claimed no techniques none of us had seen. But now we'd seen all. Urgate, he blinks. I forgot that you foreigners do not have this curse in your homelands. The Hall of Born have been a scourge upon the Dreadwater for almost 15 years now. There was his voice. Chew the blood souls. He shakes his head. Pitiful done things that breathe barely, but do not truly live. Some of the Hollow Born are a disease, some are a punishment from the gods. He raises his hand, empty hands. In truth, no one knows. But they I don't even know where I got regained, but they began spreading the saints after the saints swore to the name of what Wyden's legacy stuck in honor of the foul, blasphemous pretender. His voice shakes with vitriol. Lord Radric decrees may seem strict at times, but he has our best interest at heart. He nods. Before I got here, I saw several people. You won't mind mention that trespassing on Eglithian rule is not to mention dangerous. You probably saw someone attempting a new ritual to appease the gods. People try anything these days. Breath of mercy. Like I said,
Whatever your problem, it sounds like a matter for an animancer. However, the only animancer in Gilded Vale isn't in any condition to speak.
he points at the
Consider
tree,
yourself
bottom hand
fortunate.
tree. He
After
says,
she failed Lord Radric, we saw to it that she wouldn't profit from the misplaced trust of others. A bad cure is often worse than none at all. But if you're set on finding a bottle of troll piss or a dead Audra pebble to rub on your forehead, you're welcome to check her pockets. A little corpse stink is nothing when you're digging for shit. My advice, however, is to be satisfied that you escaped and leave it at that.
"Don't worry,
Keep out
I'm
of...
go. Don't worry, I'm gonna come back and ghost all of you."
Listen!
2 tolls. Let that be the last.
3. Gods have mercy.
It seems your arrival is ill-timed.
Urgate looks out with his expression unreadable. He blinks slow, turns attention
3
to
bells toll only for the death of a Radric. I fear Lord Radric's heir is lost, or else Hollowborn, and so lost all the same. You should tread carefully. Circumstances have changed a great deal.
She gets pat across the face, quarters out, turns up a quick, making smile. You came at us a time when one of the legacies was struck at the heart of Gilded Vale. Our efforts to redeem ourselves in the eyes of Bareth must be doubled to gaze on you. Don't threaten me, little man. It's no threat, only a warning. Lord Radric will tolerate no threats to his kin, or those people who live upon a land. Grief will not make him more docile. Shrugs his bony shoulder. I will know more details when the messengers arrive. The vagaries of childbirth, perhaps, that is not your concern. I could be sure of nothing right now. I advise you get some rest in an inn or a stable for all I care. Find me afterwards. I will know more soon enough. Yeah, I'm not gonna find you. I'm gonna go kill Radric, man. I'm gonna whack everybody. If I could grease whack everybody that was in favor of hanging people in this town, it'd be over.
Huh?
The dwarf, I know where the dwarf lady is, man.
Were you looking for someone in that tree?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't get the right. How do I unlock the antimatter? I did that earlier. Let's go to the Olaf first. We'll just help him out. It was situation. Olaf, you see 4 people gathered by the door to the inn. Their raised voices and chopping gestures exist in an argument, reaching climate. The first figure raises his hand for calm. His face partially obscured by a hood, but his height suggests
I
enough.
meant no offense. Let's put this matter to rest over a round, shall we? My treat.
Hoping to soothe our pride with a few Adira coppers, eh? We don't need your coin.
The other folk, 2 men and an elven woman, don't look convinced. One crosses the arm, spits at his feet. Angry townsman, one of the other men, grabs the hooded elf, and his eyes are red from drink. We're humble folk, we're no fools. Not like he thinks blocking might guess what takes shelter in our village. We don't take to that kind of talk from foreigners, not special Adrians.
Say it again.
Fie, you're itching for the kindling touch of your sister, you cock's feather!
I'll cut that barrel-licking tongue out of your head.
This is a misunderstanding. I didn't say whatever it is you think I said. We've nigh quarrel.
That's where you're wrong.
Oh yeah? Oh yeah, I'm defending him, cause he's gonna be on my team, and y'all's gonna be done for. Y'all's dumb as hell. Get poleaxe in the face, you stupid ass townspeople. Get the poleaxe to the head. That's what you get for being drunk
Not
and
quite
idiotic.
how I hope to get to know them.
You're
Courtesy
welcome.
is a rare pleasure in these parts.
He
All
puts
right, so
courtesy.
suggest that you are no more local than I.
He strains his hood, and you note the remains of a fraying embroidery on his gloves. His boots are cracked with dirt of many months' travel, but the leatherwork beneath it is sturdy
I
and fine.
suppose introductions are in order after that little fiasco. Aloth Corvus, sir, at your service. I'm a wizard by training, and an adventurer by necessity. I was born in the Seathwood, part of the mainland of the Adir Empire, and both of my parents served the nobility, which afforded me an education for which I'm grateful. However, there were no open positions in those houses, and so I decided to seek new means in a new land. And how exactly did you... In Gwithan Ruins?
I gotta separate. Yeah.
Those can be dangerous places during the best of times, which these are not. And half the locals would arrest you for trespassing, and the rest would kill you outright. I'm curious, what exactly did you find there?
He leaned in close when he said that.
And you survived?
Booyah!
I've heard such a thing was impossible. But it seems you either have a knack for timing or the favor of the gods. An excellent question. I came looking for fresh air and cheap land. Instead, the magistrate gave me directions to the inn and a story about the local lord's expectant wife. But I take it that's a familiar tale. Indeed. The local lord has searched far and wide for similar specialists. And he has rid himself of them almost as desperately.
His eyes flicker up, looking down. Not all true in center town.
I'm afraid that was a matter of misunderstandings and mistranslations. It doesn't help that people in these parts remember their war with Adir like it was yesterday.
You did tell that one man to go fuck his sister. You don't exactly
Begging your
look like a
pardon,
settler.
but neither do you. As should I, given recent events. It's just as well. I've had enough of the watered wine and lumpy beds at the inn. They say even the owner tired of the place. Just up and left one day. It explains quite a lot about the upkeep. Perhaps I could join you. I could use a change of scenery, and I find it's better to travel in numbers.
So do I!
I...
Let's get going! I got a wizard, guys! My wizard! I actually really like Aloth. He was one of my favorite characters. He was crazy as shit. And he threw spells like a fucking madman. We're gonna go down here into the pits.
Party before
And then we're gonna talk to the dude, and we're gonna talk to the dwarf lady, and we're gonna go pick up... We gotta talk to this dude down here, and then we gotta run back up, talk to this dwarf lady at Pop. And then we'll go pick up our tank. Hello, who's there? A man lies pressed against the wall, lit by the dim illumination of fading sconces. He has a gaunt, fox-like aspect, and his face is pale and damp with sweat. One arm held loosely against his side, his sleeve soaked with blood. He gives you an anxious glance as you near. his features twisted with pain. Have a care. If you mean to go in, he casts a quick look towards the door to the left. This place not so empty as I thought. There's a temple. This temple than used to be. Probably for the best, times being as they are. He groans and lifts. He grows the ship's position, wincing. I'm no looter. If that's what you're thinking, not one of the faithful. They just wanted to do some good, I suppose. Got my arm clawed up for it. He regards you wearily. Maybe you'd have better luck. The ruins around us are temples of Athos, the scattered god, a grand temple at that. His worshippers would come from all over Drywood, from Raidcrafts even. To the war, of course. Even then, you'd get some of the stubborn ones that couldn't get it through their heads that their god was dead and gone. Once the legacy started, Lord Raedric decided he'd been too lenient on the Ethosians. He had his people go and put them to the sword, left them down here, buried under a heap of rock. After that, Raedric ordered the temple sealed. It's been years like that up until recently. Lord Raedric hopes that if we rededicate the temple to a living god, then we'd be forgiven, and the legacy will end. See, he smiles wryly. But until the temple till then, the temple is as you see it, unguarded. That's where you come in. Those priests, maybe they didn't have a lick of sense between them, but still didn't deserve to go like that. Chop down their house of God doesn't sit right with me. If you can get down there, find their remains, maybe we can finally give you a proper burial. A small task that's pointed for you, need motivating. Suppose a surprise. I'll find them. Oh, sorry guys. Sorry. So I keep on forgetting to read those to you guys sometimes. I'm just gonna click on through because I've already read all that. I was like, dang! Dang! I already read all that. Maybe going down there will unlock my ability to go find the dwarf lady. Stand in the tree. I don't know why I can't loot her already, because I know which person she is. The dwarf lady's right there. Why can't I go loot her? I think I need to have a vision down there of the dwarf. I think I need to go down here, and there's a division. Though I gotta go somewhere, right? When I'm somewhere in the town, I have a vision of the dwarf lady. When I'm like farting around, I remember that happened. I don't remember where I was talking around at. Maybe it's in the first rest in the end. That's probably it. So let's go rest in the inn, and then we'll get the vision of the dwarf lady. I know, it's dwarf. I call them dwarfs. D-O-R-F instead of D-W-A-R-F. D-O-R-F, dwarf. Because dwarfs, dwarf things. They're very dwarf-like. Well, dwarfy. Because I get Eder, and that'll bring me up to 3. They don't have much power. With just the 3 of us. Just the 3 of us. No, I also could find a priest. Just the 3 of us, and I can find my whole team eventually. Is what I'm getting at.
How do you do?
Oh, welcome to the Keep Looks Up. Oh, see you. Turf was told what you did for him with such relief that I have him back. I can't thank you enough. Consider yourself a favor of the house. Discounts and drinks room. Temper said, want a whip? Something nice for you down in the back of the kitchen. What would you like? Ooh. We'll pick up some camping supplies if we fucking need them. We'll pick up 3. That'll be a lot of copper for my broke handy. That'll help. That'll help assuage the cost. We're looking for lockpicks. If they have any. I don't see any. I don't think they really would have any lockpicks. That's okay. Be thieving. Go up in here and nope. That's just something I could take. Well, let's go back and talk to the dude, man. Now that would be thieving over there. Tenforth! Tenforth, that's good! Ah, it's you, my savior! Makes a sweeping gesture in the kitchen. It's so good to be back. Do you not think this will go? I will let this go reward. I decided that you've earned the right to one of those close-guarded secrets. My dearest recipe. After this, you eat nothing else. Savory pie. A savory pie. Keep you hale and hearty. May it serve you well in your travels. Alright, let's go rent a room, huh? I'm not gonna rob all of these people.
Hail and well met.
I'd like a room, please. Certainly, you're always welcome. Let's go to the common room. Your sleep is restless and fevered, assaulted by hisses and whispers, blanketed with a suffocating anxiety. You open your eyes to awake, you find yourself in front of Gilded Vale's gallows tree, the creaking of his ropes growing louder in your mind until the sound is deafening. Hanging from the tree is an old dwarf woman whose face is shriveled inward like a molding fruit. Her head hangs limply from one side. You look at her, she looms larger and larger until she is mere inches from your face. Suddenly her head snaps up and her eyes open. They are empty behind them. There's vast nothingness that makes your stomach drop. Her mouth opens. Her mouth slowly parts, and with a gust of rancid air, she speaks a word. Watch. You jolt awake. The foul smell of the dwarf's woman's breath still in your permeating your nostrils. Sweat runs down the face. The thick droplets of your skin is soaked from head to toe. You remember the woman. You remember seeing her in the decaying face we spoke to the magistrate. He called her an anti-mancer. It's not anti-mancer, even though I put the T in there. Though it fills you with a new queasy apprehension, you feel a strange compulsion to see the woman once more, if only to confirm she is truly dead. Woo! What a trip, right? What a trip, man. Maybe we'll be able to go buy lockpicks from the blacksmith after we pick up Dude Man over there. We go pick up the tank. I got my two-hander damage. I got my melee. I got my spell damage. We're gonna talk to Dwarf Lady over there. Now we can go up and we can loot the dwarf. Oh, I can level up. I can level up, guys. Well, this is why. Clearly, this is why I did not go anywhere when I tried to. What? We're gonna go with Paladin. I like this actually. I'm gonna do that for now because I like that. I like the aura. That's just such a strong aura. I really enjoyed having it. It was fucking powerful. Lore 7. We're gonna. Ooh. We're gonna get Rolling Flame. Yeah. What's Rare Fire do? Between the cats and pets. Anyone caught in the raid? Ooh. Duel the mindless, infuse with vital essence, fetid caress. Combusting wounds, bewildering spectacle, consulates, corrosive siphon. Curse of the Black Insight, merciless change. Let's tough. This is tough. Oh, let's go with Ray of Line, Ray of Fire, and Rolling Flames. Yeah, close out of that. Alright. Caldera di Buranzi. The squat distended body of an elderly dwarf woman dangles from the thin, crooked bow that sags at the tug of her noose. The bloated purple flesh of her neck, worn away in patches like a moth-eaten linen, bulges over the rope, suspends her, and her lifeless head rolls forward rigidly from one side to the other when the breeze shifts. You perceive a faint glow around her that casts no light on its surroundings, yet there is a tepid warmth to it. You feel somehow you can reach out and touch it, not with your hands, but some aspect of yourself that has no worldly dimension. Take a deep breath, clearing your mind, focusing on your objective. You exhale as you feel yourself spreading out towards the hanging woman, perceiving all that lies between you and her with a new, unfamiliar awareness. Once you have expanded enough to reach her, there's a sudden jolt in your mind, a ringing, electric surge of images, words, and sounds. Involuntarily, you shut your eyes and feel yourself being pulled to some deeper consciousness in a space occupied only by you and the hanging woman. And when you open them again, she is staring at you with eyes clouded in a milky fog, her body still swaying in the wind. You no longer feel from a tree that stands planted in a misty void. Oh, swaying in the wind you no longer feel. Cool. The woman gives a slow nod of her head, the rope creaking she does so, smiles at you.
Have you come here for me, dear? Or have you gotten lost? Ah, it is both, I think. Yes? Did you now, dear? My, that would be something, wouldn't it? Could be luck, could certainly be. A storm can be a careless thing. Or maybe it got its hands around your soul but couldn't pick it up. A soul can be heavy if it stayed in one piece through its time. Strong souls, we call them in the trade. Cold, I mean. Called them. Those days are all behind me, no? Oh, yes. Entropy. Rimagan's work. We know little of why or how. We lose pieces of ourselves when we die, and pick up pieces of others when we are born again. But less than what we lost. We tried to stop it with the animantic sciences, but with little success. No. A very small few resist Rimergan's influence and stay together through some force of defiance, at least for a time. But they all succumb eventually, I think. The world looks a little different than it used to, is that it? Feels like you're noticing things for the first time that have always been there. You have seen past the shroud. It only takes an instant. Your soul remembers, yes? Remembers how it sees when it leaves the body, like being reminded of a dream you had forgotten. You are a watcher now, and a watcher you will stay. What indeed? Long hours have many animancers spent studying such things. Not I, though. Not I. I'll tell you what I know, though, since fair is fair. And here we are, visiting, you and I, and it reminds me of better times. Souls pass on. Some say through Audra stones, which are the blood veins of the world. They leave the world for a time and are reborn into it, sometimes more than they were before, but usually less and seldom the same. For all souls there is a time where they do not live, yet have not passed on, and those souls roam the world, same as you or I, either leaving or lost. But no one sees them because they have forgotten how. A watcher sees, though, knows what to look for. And sometimes they know a person just by looking at them, know where they've been in ages past when their bodies were other bodies. See memories even their owner can't recall. A wonder to behold when all goes well. A wonder! Oh, nothing to be afraid of, I'm sure. It's just much to take in for some. Sometimes there's trouble sleeping or other difficulties. You should see old Merwald. He could tell you much more than I. A watcher just like you. Helped many in his day. Took up in an old keep no one would claim. Not far, not far. Cadenua, beyond the Black Meadow. He will welcome the company. Goodbye, my dear. It was lovely visiting.
Oh, wrong push to talk. Sorry, everybody. I was reading that. We're just pushing the wrong push to talk. My bad. I can't really go back, though. In any case, he was saying that what happened, you were gazed out and said, I'm a watcher now! And he said, oh, that's how you survived the big bivouac explosion. Bivouac? I don't know how to say it. In any case, I appreciate your honesty. Since we're traveling together, it's probably wise for us to share these things. Let's continue on. We gotta go to cadenua. Pipe smoke. The smell of pipe smoke and once earthy, sweet wind reminds you of your nostrils. Your eyes trace the smoke to its origin where you find a broad man with straw-colored hair, laying against some rusty mock walls. Pipe is held to his lips with one meaty hand. He looks at you directly. He looks not aggressive. He regards you with a
17 and a half. Well, could be 18, depending on how you count the dwarf woman. The dwarf woman. You were trying to figure out whether to count her as a full person. I think you oughta. The people hanging from the tree. 18 of them. Well, last I counted, anyway.
Is that what you people do for fun around
Name's
here?
Adair. Though to the people around here, might as well be 19. Don't think I'd put you much higher than 22, 23 tops. You look like the sort that likes to get involved. Well, I was smoking over here, saw you staring at her. Twice I refilled my pipe. You never so much as blinked. Your mouth was so slack I took you for a Radric at first.
Oh!
Careful, friend. Best not use that word round here. Could be any number of Radric bootlickers within earshot. Ciphers, animancers, watchers. Same thing in the eyes of folks around here, Radric especially. They come through these parts all the time with their cures, preying on the desperate.
Yeah, I got a cure.
Claim to be.
I'm gonna sword Radric in his fucking head. They come. Oh.
Of course, seeing you with that funny look, I'd be halfway inclined to believe you were having some kind of communion with that dwarf. Either case, maybe I'm not 19 after all. No offense. The town's had it in for me for a long time now. Only fellow who ever stuck up for me, well, he's number 18 up there. My headman on the farm. Used to be my captain during the war.
Saints were only one of my lifetime. Fellow decides he's living incarnation of ethos, overthrows Red Deckera's marches on Drywood, so we gave him a Drywoodian hello. Got a Rebirth Redemption formula anyhow, maybe they call him something else.
We blew him up.
Got involved. Frederick sent men down the other day. Said they'd got a good authority. Someone in the town was working with close, plotting Radric overthrow. Said if he didn't come forward, they'd hang every last one of us. So no one came forward. So Swithin, my head man, he steps up and says it's him. They took him at his word. He got tired of all the hangings. He's on the run now. Probably will be till they catch him.
Pick the wrong god. That's what it comes down to. Used to be a lot of Aethys worshippers in Gilded Vale. That mess of rocks over there, that was a temple to him, to give you some idea. Then one day, somebody named Widewind shows up on Deerwood's doorstep. Says he's the living flesh of Aethys. Got an army with him. Suddenly, Aethys isn't so popular in these parts. My brother Woden and me, neither of us believed it. No way was that Aethys. He enlisted, then I did too. But, he didn't make it back. After the war, people took to punishing Aethys worshippers, accusing them of treason. Got real ugly, especially after the legacy started. Folks needed someone to blame. I was safe because I fought, but then this rumor starts that my brother, that he was on the wrong side. And I wasn't so safe anymore. Until my headman stepped in and said they'd have to hang him to get to me. Seems that's no longer a concern. Of course, the townies don't do the hanging these days, but when Raedric's men come, they got no problem doing the pointing.
Drinking mostly. Point of fact, I'm on my way. I just figured I'm not figuring where I'm going. Not a whole lot of places. Don't think Waden's legacy started with Waden. Let's travel together. Some place called cadenua. There's no watch there to be able to help me.
Seem to remember hearing something about that years ago. He tamed that place. People would seek him out for all kinds of things. Troubles of the soul, questions for the departed. Of course, that was back when you didn't have to say watcher with a hush on your breath. A man such as that, there'd be things I'd want to ask him. Don't know why I never thought of it before. Not sure how I feel about setting out with a stranger, and a strange one at that. But, truth be told, you might be the only one in town who wouldn't feel some relief seeing me swing from that tree.
That's a fine reason if I've ever heard one!
Right then, guess I'll do some sightseeing. Long as you're not the one picking the sights.
He gives me a pointed look. Hey!
Yeah.
I'll pick the sights alright. You just shut up. Well, everybody, 37 minutes. We're gonna watchers watching, and I'll catch y'all on the flip. Hope you had a nice day. Hope you enjoyed watching this. Whatever, goofy ass outro. The story in here is crazy. Later.